Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Dodd Stadium. It's the Norwich Unicorns pregame show presented by SCR Structures and Sheds. I'm Adam Plager as we get you set for the series finale between the Norwich Unicorns and the visiting Vermont Lake Monsters. It was the Matt Woon show here on Tuesday night, and boy did he deal for Norwich in his Sea Unicorns debut. 6 strong innings for Norwich. He had 4 strikeouts as well as he picked up the victory for Norwich 3-1. Taking down the Vermont Lake Monsters. Yesterday, school was in session at Dodd Stadium for Education Day, and the Bats came to play for Vermont, pounding out 17 hits in the victory. They collected 9 runs as we have ourselves a rubber match here on this Thirsty Thursday, the first Thirsty Thursday of the summer here at Dodd Stadium. Norwich going for the series victory and also looking for the series opening split in the first homestand in 2025. Starts, they have determined the fate right now for Norwich. When Norwich is able to score the first run of the ball game, 3-1 in those contests. However, when opponents score first, Norwich yet to win one of those ball games. Also, defense. Errors, that has been costly for Norwich as well. In the 3 losses for Norwich this summer, they've committed at least 2 errors in those ball games. You have to have a good start tonight. Norwich looking to take down Vermont, win the series, get back above 500 as they head back on the road for a quick trip to Nashua tomorrow. We'll take our first time out on the SCR Structures and Sheds pregame show. On the other side, we're going to talk a little bit Charlie Ennis, he's been dealing right now since he's come into relief, and we'll chat with him as well. All of that coming up straight ahead on the Norwich Unicorns pregame show presented by SCR Structures and Sheds.
Looking for the perfect shed? Come to SCR Structures and Sheds in North Franklin. Whether you're buying or renting to own, we've got you covered with 90 days, same as cash, and guaranteed price matching on any competitor's advertised shed of the same quality. That's scr-structures.com. That's SCR Structures and Sheds, built right, priced right, right here in North Franklin. scr-structures.com.
Welcome back to the Norwich Unicorns pregame show presented by SCR Structures and Sheds. We're talking a little Chuck right now. That's right, the Roger Williams product. Charlie Ennis, he's been dealing since he's come into relief for Norwich. 6 strikeouts for him through his first 4 2/3 innings of work, but he's also been a first pitch strike thrower. 68% of his first pitches have been for strikes. That's a big reason why he's been successful out of the bullpen right now. Norwich has leaned on him heavily. Let's roll some of these highlights and show you exactly what we're talking about. Look at Charlie Ennis right now, the right-hander. He's throwing first pitch strikes when he's doing that, working ahead, and then he's just mowing down opposing hitters, changing speeds up and down, east and west. So composed right now on the mound. It looks like nothing is going to faze him right now. He's providing length and some key moments for Norwich to keep them in ball games right now. You have to like what you're seeing out of number 21, the Roger Williams kid. He's been locked in right now early in the season for Norwich. Joined alongside Norwich Unicorns pitcher Charles Ennis, but you go by Chuck. You made your Unicorns debut right here in Norwich on Sunday, 3 innings. How important was it for you to really just settle in early in that outing?
Yeah, it was pretty important, first outing for this team. I just wanted to, do good my first outing so the coaches have confidence to use me throughout the summer and, help the team win, give us the best chance to win the game, as that's all we could do as pitchers.
Every time I talk to Coach Murphy, I know that he's a pitching coach at Amherst, but he's so important for him. First pitch strikes, you had a lot of those, 90% first pitch strikes in that outing against Westfield. It felt like that helped you really get comfortable.
Yeah, 100%. Me and Durso talked before I went out there, and that was the game plan, just attack early. That's kind of just going to be the motto this summer.
You go to Roger Williams, going to be a sophomore when you return there in the fall. What did you learn about yourself in your first season of collegiate baseball?
A lot of the stuff I learned this season, my first year there, was mental, honestly, just how to bounce back when things don't go your way. Baseball is a game where you fail a lot, so just how to manage just the mental side of things really was my biggest takeaway this year at Roger Williams, for sure.
First year of summer collegiate baseball here in Norwich with the Unicorns. How much different is it for you than college baseball? Just about 6 games a week, every single week for a 10-week run. How important is it to keep your body durable the rest of the way?
I mean, yeah, it's a lot of baseball compared to what we're used to at school. So they do a really good job here of giving us everything we need to give our bodies what we need. And the coaches are very transparent, very good communication. So we know when we're going to be pitching for the most part, and we can have a plan to attack that. Because every day we come in, everyone has their own plan of attack. So it's huge. It's really important to stay healthy.
Speaking of plan of attack, a lot of new teammates that you're being joined by here in Norwich, and you chatted a little bit about your catcher, Joe Durso. How important was it for you to build some instant chemistry with him, having him catch you right away?
Oh, yeah, it was huge. I mean, just like anytime you throw to a new catcher, you want to be on the same page. So just getting on the same page, our first time pitching together, I didn't even throw to him before I got in the game. So we just kind of had to talk through it, and just communication has been the main thing here. But everyone here does a really good job of just talking through everything, so it's been huge.
One last one for you. For Unicorn fans that might not know you, what should they come to expect when they see you take the rubber here, and what are some goals for yourself this summer before you go back to Roger Williams?
One thing the fans should know is I'm going to do my best to just give us a chance to win every time I go out there. And what was the second question? My bad, Plager.
No, you're all good. The second one, I guess, for you coming here this summer before you go back to Roger Williams, your sophomore year, what are you just looking to accomplish for yourself before you go back to school?
One thing I'm looking to improve while I'm here this summer, being around all the coaches, everything, is just improving my mechanics. I already talked with Gitch after my first outing up on the concourse. Right after the game, we're already talking about what I could fix moving forward. So just having all these resources around me, it's just important to make sure I utilize that to make sure I can just improve every day.
Chuck, as always, thanks for doing this, and can't wait to see you back out there on the rubber.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh, you got to love that stuff from Chuck right there. He's been dealing, no question about that. He's going to keep doing that for Norwich because he's throwing those first pitches for strikes right now. A big part of his success right now. We're going to take another timeout here on the SCR Structures and Sheds pregame show. On the other side of the break, it's Stern's turn. That's right, Aiden Stern. 3-hit ball game for himself last night for the Unicorns. He had 3 of the 7 hits. We'll be back in just a couple moments.
Looking for the perfect shed? Come to SCR Structures and Sheds in North Franklin. Whether you're buying or renting to own, we've got you covered with 90 days, same as cash, and guaranteed price matching on any competitor's advertised shed of the same quality. That's scr-structures.com. That's SCR Structures and Sheds, built right, priced right, right here in North Franklin. scr-structures.com.
Welcome back to the Norwich Unicorns pregame show presented by SCR Structures and Sheds. That's right, it was Stern's turn at the plate yesterday. The Trinity College Bantam, he had a big day for Norwich. 3 of the 7 hits for the Unicorns. Let's roll some of these highlights. Let's show you exactly what we're talking about. Unbelievable afternoon for Aiden Stern last game. Just going with pitches, and because of that, he's getting on base, creating traffic on the base pass for Norwich. He had 3 of the 7 hits for the Unicorns on Sunday. Here's the double. That's roped down the line there in left field, managing to keep it fair, taking extra bases as well, staying within himself. He knows his approach right now. He's back in there. He's the leadoff man here for Norwich against Vermont. He's going to help them win the series in the rubber match. He's a big performer right now. You have to like that approach at the plate for Stern last night. Got to see him keep that going here. Get on a little hot streak. He's raising his batting average now with those 3 hits. He's batting .400 right now for the Unicorns. Hopefully that's contagious. Keep this Unicorn offense hitting. They're going to try and do that here against Vermont pitching. It'll be John Delgado to take the mound for Vermont. Norwich looking to win the series when we come back. Lineups, first pitch, all of that coming up next. You've been watching the Norwich Unicorns pregame show presented by SCR Structures and Sheds. Norwich Unicorn Baseball is on the air from Dodd Stadium. I'm Adam Plager, excited to bring you coverage of Norwich Unicorn Baseball as they wrap up their opening 4-game homestand. It's the Unicorns and the Vermont Lake Monsters live on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube. And if you're joining us on the Wax, excited to have you here tonight. Norwich looking to get back on track after a rotten Education Day when school is in session. Here it was presented by the Mashantucket Pequot Museum. The Lake Monster Bats came ready to play. They pounded out 17 hits, and Norwich mustered just 7 in the ball game, and in fact were shut down in the final 3 innings. They were no hit by Sean Gamble. Vermont taking game 2, 9-2. Norwich took the opener 3-1. They hand the baseball over to Brendan Grady. Tonight's starting pitching matchup is presented by Silver Tree Saddlery. It'll be Brendan Grady. He's opposed by John Delgado, as we are just about set for baseball on a hot, humid summer night here in eastern Connecticut. The lefty deals home, and we are officially underway. 6:36 p.m. local time, first pitch. Brendan Grady deals in a first pitch strike to the Vermont leadoff hitter. That is Sam Cavosa. He was the Futures League Player of the Night here yesterday with his 3-hit performance. He's taking now. The count is even. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cavosa's been a fixture at the top of the order really all summer for Matt Fincher. We saw that last season as well back in Burlington. A bouncing ball. It's on the ground to second. Scooped up there. Charlie Walsh to first in time, and there's one gone. Grady retires the leadoff man. So important for Norwich here this season to get quick first outs in innings, throwing strikes, those little details. They are so critical for this Norwich group to have success. You look at some of the wins for Norwich, they have all been because of strong outings from the starting pitching and then some early run support. They're going to need some of that once again here tonight if they want to win the series against Vermont. The batter up now is the shortstop, Brian Richmond. Delivery home to Richmond. He's taking for ball 1. Richmond just 5'5", 150 pounds. He's the shortstop in Matt Fincher's lineup once again. Out of Pasadena City College. Lefty on lefty matchup. The southpaw is set at the belt. That is Grady. He deals home. It's high and outside for ball 2. Grady's making his second appearance of the summer for Norwich. He last played on opening day. Another bouncing ball foul. This is on the first base side. That was back on May 28th at Westfield. He went 3 innings. He allowed just 1 hit. He struck out 1, and he issued 3 walks. Product out of Trinity College and West Hartford, Connecticut native, standing on the rubber. Count 2 balls, 1 strike. The delivery home is taken just downstairs. Good off-speed pitch from Grady, and he is just below the zone. The count now 3 balls, 1 strike. Norwich defensively over at third base is C.J. Nolan. The shortstop tonight for the Scenic Horns, Caden Fahey. It's a 5-pitch walk to Richmond, and the Lake Monsters have themselves a 1-out base runner. The second base here tonight for Norwich is Charlie Walsh. Gabriel Rivera at first base. In the outfield for Norwich from left to right, Spencer Chard in left field. Gavin O'Brien in center field for the first time this summer, and Jack Sweeney back in there. He's in right field. Jaden Novak doing the catching with Brendan Grady on the mound. 1 out, 1 on. Here's the designated hitter, Sean McMillan. Grady this past spring at Trinity with the Bantams put together an incredible season. A 1.93 ERA, a 2-0 record for him. Trying to help Norwich get back in the win column here tonight. The lefty set at the belt, takes a peek at Richmond. Now he deals home. It's inside for ball 2. First pitch strike, so important for Norwich to have success. And right now Grady working behind the Vermont DH, Sean McMillan. Back in there, he's the number 3 hitter once again. He had a productive Wednesday afternoon. There's the strike at the top of the zone. Count now 2 balls and 1 strike. McMillan yesterday was 2 for 5. He had a double and an RBI. The 2-1. Outside, good scoop there by Novak to keep that from trailing to the backstop. Count has moved now, 3 balls and 1 strike. McMillan so far this summer for Vermont, hitting .375 for the Lake Monsters. Trying to keep the train moving for Vermont. Grady trying to solve them. The 3-1 delivery. There's a fastball with good life on it. The count is run full. It's 3 balls, 2 strikes. McMillan out of St. John's University, Freeport, New York native. Big kid from the righty batter's box, 6'3", 215 pounds. check in on the base runner at first. Richmond dives back in there safely head first. We'll see a payoff pitch here in a moment. Huge spot in the inning for Grady. On 3-2, the runner is going. He picks off. It got away from Rivera. Stopping momentarily was Richmond. He'll make his way to third base. It's an error committed defensively by Gabriel Rivera. It was a smart pickoff move there by Grady. I don't think Rivera was ready for it. And already danger brewing here for Vermont. The first run of the ball game now just 90 feet away. He had Richmond hung up between first and second, and unfortunately went spilling down the right field line. Huge spot in the ball game now. Vermont trying to strike first. The 3-2 is sawed off foul on the first base side. McMillan, before making his way to St. John's, was a 3-year player on the varsity team at Lawrenceville School. He was the captain there his junior year in 2023. Grady set at the belt. The lefty dealing home. It is off the mound. It is over the head of the shortstop into left field. That'll plate the first run of the ball game. Nothing that Fahey could do about it, and the Lake Monsters strike first. McMillan keeps swinging a hot bat for Vermont, and the Lake Monsters have drawn first blood. That has not been a good sign for Norwich this summer. That's the result of that error. Here's a look at that base hit. It took an awkward skip off the third base side of the rubber, and now swinging and missing for strike one is Hunter Kingsbury. He had the day off yesterday for Vermont. He's back in there. He's in center field. The runner aboard is McMillan. He plated the first run of the night for Vermont. A good stop back there by Novak. Count is even. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kingsbury out of Bryant University, 6'2", 195 out of Newbury, Massachusetts. In the series opener, he was 2 for 4. He also struck out once. The even count delivery is back into the seats off the luxury suite deck. And Grady has strike 2. On 1-2. It's a rolling ball. It is through into center field past the diving reach of Walsh, and Vermont has runners at first and second. Back-to-back hits for Vermont, and they're threatening here in the first. They've already plated a run. It wasn't a hard hit baseball, but it was in the perfect spot out of the reach of Charlie Walsh, going from his left to his right. Here's the third baseman, James Henshin. Henshin 6'4", 195, right-handed hitting third baseman. Rolling ball. Walsh has been busy. His only plays to the first base bag. Collected there by Rivera. 2 down. It gets the job done. A productive out for James Henshin. He moves a pair of runners into scoring position. They have him at second and third, but now 2 outs. Nice play there defensively by Charlie Walsh to record that second out. Here's the first baseman, Xander Meisner. Meisner out of Bethany Lutheran. He's played in every game this series for Vermont. First pitch home to Meisner's slider that misses outside, ball 1. Good block again there by Novak, especially with a couple of runners in scoring position. The runner at third base is Sean McMillan, and at second now is Hunter Kingsbury. Grady working behind the first baseman, Meisner. The 1-0. Good off-speed pitch, but it's ruled a ball. It's 2 balls, no strikes to Meisner, who is still looking for his first hit of the summer, 0 for his first 7. He made his season debut right here in Norwich on June 3rd. The 2-0 delivery is a chopper to third. Waiting back on it is Nolan, a good throw across the diamond, and the inning is over. So Vermont strikes first on the RBI base hit from Sean McMillan. The Norwich Scenic Horns coming to the plate when we come back on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SN Sports.
It's the Make This the Summer event going on now at Falvey's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Norwich. Make this the summer that you try something new and fun. Make this the summer you say I do to a new vehicle that you can custom order online at falveys.com or stop into the dealership. Falvey's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Norwich, just down the road from Mohegan Sun.
Falvey's, you're gonna love it.
Unicorn fans, want to watch the Scenic Horns like a VIP? Book a Dodd Stadium luxury suite, perfect for business outings, birthdays, or a night out with friends. Enjoy indoor and outdoor seating, a flat screen TV, your own private server, and the option to pre-order from our catering menu, all while catching every pitch in comfort. Order your luxury suite today for just $500 for up to 20 guests, or go big with a double suite for $900 and bring 40. Don't miss out. Call now, 860-887-7962 and reserve your suite today.
Holistic Cycle Center.
After our next video, we might need to swap out the electrolyte on
Norwich ready to come to the plate here in the bottom of the first inning. They trail by a run. Here's a look at the Norwich Scenic Horns starting lineup. Today's home team starting lineup is brought to you by Artisan Building and Remodeling. Connecticut's trusted roofing experts from Berlin to Westbrook. They've got you covered. We'll see the hot-hitting Aiden Stern. He had 3 hits last game. He'll take his sacks here against John Delgado, followed by C.J. Nolan and Gabriel Rivera. The top of the order here for Norwich in the home first. And it's first the Trinity College Bantam, Aiden Stern. Stern, the leadoff man, is the DH tonight for manager Kyle Dombrowski, who has made his arrival to Norwich here this summer after a run into the NCAA tournament after Holy Cross won the Patriot League. First pitch of the ball game for Delgado is ruled strike one. Delgado, the starter today for Vermont, is a southpaw out of Stevenson University in Westminster, Maryland. With the early 1-0 lead, the 1-2 delivery to Stern is taken outside for ball 2. The count is even now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. This is a slow bouncing ball to third, collected over there by Henshin. His throw across the diamond in time, and there's one gone. Delgado pitched last on May 29th. He earned the victory in a 1-0 win for Vermont over New Britain. He worked 2 scoreless innings. He allowed just the 1 hit in that ball game. This past spring at Stevenson, he pitched at Stevenson, yes, he pitched to a 4.29 ERA. He worked 15 1/3 innings over there for the Mustangs. First pitch is a strike to C.J. Nolan. Nolan has shown some power already this summer for Norwich. Trying to get something going for the host with 1 down. The lefty deals the 0-1. And the Sacred Heart product is watching ball 1 miss low and in. CJ back at third base today for Norwich. There's the off-speed pitch. It catches the top of the zone, and the count now in the favor of Delgado. 1 ball, 2 strikes. CJ 5'11", 190 pounds, batting .308 so far this summer, but he goes down swinging, and there's 2 gone. First strikeout of the night for Delgado. 2 down here in the Norwich first. It's now the Rutgers commit, Gabriel Rivera. Rivera's impressed the coaching staff in the early goings of the season this summer. Shown plenty of power in his bat. It really got started for him against Worcester. Rivera's named Futures League Player of the Night thanks to his 3-hit performance. 3 RBIs that ball game in the 6-3 win over the Bravehearts. That was last Friday. Trying to keep the beat rolling, the 1-0. Wave and a miss there for strike 1, and back in the count is Delgado. Good off-speed pitch from Delgado, who's continuing to mix things up against the Norwich offense. Trying to work a clean first is Delgado. And the lefty coming home. Another changeup. It's on the inside corner, strike 2. Rivera so far this summer for the Sea Unicorns, batting .278. He's got 5 hits through his first 16 plate appearances. Here's the 1-2. Off the end of the bat, a slow roller. Richmond charging in on it. His throw across the diamond. Scooped up effectively over there by Meisner, and the inning is over. Down in order is Norwich here in the first. The Lake Monsters holding a 1-0 lead. We're headed to the second next on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SN Sports.
Family Motors has arrived. They're your local auto super center. Put some excitement in your day and rent a Polaris Slingshot from Strain Family Motors, adjacent to the Green Onion Restaurant on River Road. Check out Strain Family Motors Super Center on Facebook as well as strainfamilymotors.com for everything sales, service, and excitement. River Road, Lisbon, Strain Family Motors, your local auto super center.
Unicorn fans, want to watch the Sea Unicorns like a VIP? Book a Dodd Stadium luxury suite, perfect for business outings, birthdays, or a night out with friends. Enjoy indoor and outdoor seating, a flat screen TV, your own private server, and the option to pre-order from our catering menu, all while catching every pitch in comfort. Order your luxury suite today for just $500 for up to 20 guests, or go big with a double suite for $900 and bring 40. Don't miss out. Call now, 860-887-7962, and reserve your suite today. Back with you here in the top of the second inning. It's a 1-0 Lake Monster lead set up outside Novak. Grady's first pitch of inning number 2 is a good fastball at the bottom of the zone. Vermont got going in the first inning thanks to the error on the pickoff move by Grady. It could have easily been the second out of the inning. Instead, McMillan came through. Now a fly ball. It's into straightaway center field. Moving in on it is O'Brien. And in his first start in center field of the summer, he makes the play on it. There's 1 down. Here's the catcher, Thomas O'Connell. O'Connell has not played yet in the series. He's the catcher today for Vermont. The lefty bounces away. Strike 1. O'Connell, 5'10", 190 pounds. He's a riser headed to the University of Virginia. West Hartford, Connecticut native. Novak set up outside by the righty batter's box, and the southpaw misses outside. He was going with the slider there, and the count is even, 1 ball and 1 strike. This is the first plate appearance of the summer, in fact, for O'Connell. In his first start of the season, there's the 1-1 delivery. It was a wipeout pitch, and it went in and out of the glove of the catcher, Novak, for strike 2. Good thing Grady gets the call. They're always tough to get when the catcher drops the pitch because he's unable to frame it. And it was ruled a ball, in fact. Now the 2-1 is a fly ball. It's lifted in the air left field side, and there to make the grab on it is Spencer Chard. There's 2 outs. 2 up and 2 down. Good start to the inning for Grady. It'll bring up the second baseman, Cooper Berry. We saw Cooper play in the opener of this 3-game series. Back in there today at second base. Berry out of Pomona Pitzer College. He'll be a junior there when he returns in the fall out of Austin, Texas. Berry batting just 111 on the summer. 2 hits through his first 16 plate appearances. The 1-0 delivery from Grady's inside for ball 2. There's a firm fastball. It's called a strike. Grady back in the count. This past season with Pomona Pitzer, Berry was a .319 hitter as he fouls away strike 2, and the count is even. Grady trying to work a 1-2-3 second. All 2s across the board. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs in the inning. The lefty set at the belt. Novak set up outside. And the 2-2 home is taken just outside for ball 3. Berry cranked 12 homers this past spring. 59 RBIs as well. Here's the full count pitch. Bouncing ball collected by Nolan at third. His high throw across the diamond is collected there by Rivera. We're through the second. 1, 2, 3. Down goes Vermont. We're headed to the bottom of the second when we come back on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SN Sports.
Top, that's 1, not 2 or 3. This real life, baby, don't make believe. I just make it look easy like ABC. I'm on it 24/7, 25/8. I just pick up the pace and I violate. I eat it all up like a dinner plate. I been on the move like I'm running late. Left, right, left, let's go. I'm unstoppable. I got money flowing in case you didn't know. They used to doubt me, now I got them like wow. Making boss moves, I've been on a roll. I'm blowing up, gotta put them on hold. I am the bag, that's what I've been told. I keep my cool under pressure like a boss. I'm all in, it don't matter what it costs. All I do is win and look good from the top. Let's go. I am unstoppable. Okay. I am unstoppable.
Thank you, Matt. Great job, Cody. Great job, Cole. Leading off the bottom half, number 2, your C Unicorns, Lino Battle. UMass Amherst, center fielder, number 43, Gavin O'Brien.
Aggressive on the first pitch is O'Brien. And across the diamond, there's 1 gone. 1 pitch, 1 out. And working economically here is Delgado. Here's the second baseman, Charlie Walsh. It's the left-handed hitting Charlie Walsh. He had a couple of hits last game for Norwich. And it's a bouncing ball to first on the backhand side, collected there by Meister. He'll step on the first base bag. 2 gone. They went to throw it around there after completing the out, and then it sailed into left field. Here's the catcher, Jaden Novak. Here's the catcher, Jaden Novak. This is back to the screen for strike one. Two up and 2 down. It's been a quick working inning for Delgado. He's only had to spend 5 pitches on it. And now the count is even. 1 ball, 1 strike to Jaden Novak. Norwich trying to get their bats going here against the Vermont starter and try and get their first hit of the ball game. Norwich went down in the order in the first, and now 2 strikes on the Unicorns catcher. Novak out of North Haven, Connecticut, 6'2", 215 pounds. That's upstairs and out of the zone for ball 2. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes to Novak, who's hitting just 105 on the summer. In the series against Vermont, he's been held hitless 0 for 8 against Vermont pitching. Here's the 2-2 home. This is flipped foul out of play on the first base side. Grady for Norwich. Just the only blemish has been that pickoff move that went into right field. That's how Vermont has gotten on the board. The 2-2. Jam Novak inside, and he does well to fight it off. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs in the inning. Against the Norwich catcher here today, Jaden Novak. He was the designated hitter yesterday in the matinee ball game. Here's the 2-2 again. This is a high pop-up into shallow left center field. Richmond calling for it. Instead, it's going to be the center fielder Kingsbury, and the inning is over. Norwich goes down in order. 6 up and 6 down for Delgado. We're headed to the third when we return on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SNSN Sports. Unicorn fans, ready to rep your Norwich Unicorns? Dive into the point-of-sale team store. From hats and jerseys to gear that covers every base, show your Unicorn spirit and style. From ballpark essentials to unique souvenirs, there's something for every fan in the pod. Stop by during any home game or shop anytime at cunicorns.milbstore.com. That's cunicorns.milbstore.com. The point-of-sale team store has you covered all season long. Fans, stick around following the conclusion of tonight's game for the Capital Property Group post-game show and find out who the Capital Property Group player of the game is going to be. Once again, Capital Property Group, condo and real estate management. Go to mycapitalteam.com. Who's it going to be? Norwich trying to get on the board here for the first time. After Vermont spotted the first run of the night, it came on an RBI single from Sean McMillan. Grady back out there to work the third inning for Norwich. The Unicorns wearing their alternate uniforms today. Second time this season Norwich has gone with the alternate look. It was successful last Friday in Worcester against the Bravehearts. when Norwich took a 6-3 victory against the Bravehearts at Fitton Field. Norwich wearing those alternate uniforms today with the white bottoms. Vermont wearing their road gray uniforms, the gray tops with the gray bottoms. First delivery home from Grady is called a strike on the outside corner. The leadoff man up is the left fielder, Sam Cavosa. It's the top of the order for Vermont here to start things out. Cavosa grounded out to second his last time up in what was a busy inning defensively for Charlie Walsh in that first inning. Norwich straight around defensively as Cavosa knocks away strike two, foul into the seats on the first base side. Cavosa this summer for the Lake Monsters has been a steady presence in their lineup. He's hitting .435. Now he's taking outside ball one. Cavosa in the midst of a season-long 7-game hitting streak. Big reason why he is at the top of their order. Novak set up outside the 1-2. Is ruled a ball and the count is even. He's got a great understanding of his strike zone. He's been punched out just 5 times this season through his first 23 plate appearances, but none in this series against Norwich. He is 5 for 9 against Norwich pitching this series, and as he fights away another, this is a good reason why. He just battles to stay in counts. Grady trying to put him away here to start the third. Count is even. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. The lefty set at the belt, the 2-2. Bouncing ball to Walsh at second. He corrals it. Short throw to first in time, 1 down. Grady had to work hard to retire Cavosa, and he's been successful against him so far. A couple of ground outs to Charlie Walsh. Here's the shortstop, Brian Richmond. Richmond so far today has drawn a walk. And then he later came around to score on the RBI from McMillan, which came after that pickoff attempt. Novak, the catcher, set up outside the 0-1. Good breaker. Cuts outside for strike 2. Good cutting action on the delivery from Grady. He's now way ahead of Richmond. No balls, 2 strikes. This is a comebacker, and it's snagged on the line by Grady. 2 down. What a work of defense there by Brendan Grady, and he's retired the second out of the inning. He helps himself out. Cat-like reflex there to retire Richmond. 2 up, 2 down. That is good news for the Scenic Horns lefty against this dangerous top of the order for Vermont. Here's the DH, Sean McMillan. He's aggressive. It's on the backhand side of Nolan across the diamond. Stretching out as Rivera. He's got it, and the inning is over. 1, 2, 3, top of the third for Grady. We're headed to the home half when we come back on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SN Sports.
It's the Make This the Summer event going on now at Falvey's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Norwich. Make this the summer that you try something new and fun. Make this the summer you say I do to a new vehicle that you can custom order online at falveys.com or stop into the dealership. Falvey's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Norwich, just down the road from Mohegan Sun.
Falvey's, you're gonna love it.
Unicorn fans, want to watch the Unicorns like a VIP? Book a Dodd Stadium luxury suite, perfect for business outings, birthdays, or a night out with friends. Enjoy indoor and outdoor seating, a flat screen TV, your own private server, and the option to pre-order from our catering menu, all while catching every pitch in comfort. Order your luxury suite today for just $500 for up to 20 guests, or go big with a double suite for $900 and bring 40. Jack Sweeney leading things off for Norwich as he swings and misses strike one. Sweeney's the right fielder today for the Sea Unicorns. Now he's taking for ball one. Jack so far this summer for Norwich in his second season in the Rose City, batting .333. Taking a called strike, and now ahead of him is John Delgado, a ball, 2 strikes. And now a wave and a miss there for strike 3. Sweeney's punched out, and there's one gone in the inning. Sweeney's had some trouble against Vermont pitching here in the series. Just 1 for 6 against Vermont. He's a big bat for Norwich. It'll bring up now the shortstop, Caden Fahey. We saw Fahey get into the game yesterday as a pinch hitter, and he was struck out by Sean Gamble. Fahey added to the roster yesterday, second day with the team. Out of the University of Pennsylvania, Seattle, Washington native from the Pacific Northwest. And now the count is lined up, 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the pitch home is taken and missed for strike 2. Fahey and Frigen, both out of the University of Pennsylvania, on the Norwich roster here. This past season, he only had 8 plate appearances as a freshman and was yet to collect his first hit in collegiate baseball. Right now the count is even. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. The lefty ready and the 2-2 home. It is off the end of the bat. It's a pop-up. It's falling in a hurry. It is caught out there in right field. Oh, but unable to hang on to it was Connor Vercoloni. It was a sliding effort out there in right field, but Vercoloni was unable to hang on to it on the shallow hit. Pop up into right field, and the Unicorns have their first hit of the night, and Fahey has his first hit as a Unicorn in his second plate appearance. 1 out and 1 on for the left fielder, Spencer Chard. There's the fastball. It is outside for ball 1. Chard out of Southern Connecticut is taking for strike 1, and the count is even. Before Southern, he transferred from Quinnipiac University, started 14 games for the Bobcats. At the high school level, he played at Canterbury. The runner is going. It's the throw down from O'Connell. It's a good one, but it's not in time. Stolen base for Fahey. He's into scoring position. Norwich getting some movement on the base pass. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to the Norwich left fielder. He's the number 9 batter in the order. Here's the 1-2 home. A good curveball. It's called strike 3. Chard can't believe it, but he's sent packing, and it's the third strikeout of the ball game, second in the inning for Delgado. Here's the leadoff man, Aiden Stern. Stern had a big day for Norwich, 3 for 4. With the double he struck out, that was when Sean Gamble entered the ball game. Gamble recorded 7 of his 8 outs via strikeouts. Stern has count leverage. It's 2 balls and no strikes. The lefty set and he's ready. The 2-0. Outside for ball 3. Stern now on the season hitting an even .400. 6 for his first 15 with 3 runs scored. He's drawn 5 walks as well. In the driver's seat now, 3-0. He's taking all the way. It's strike 1. Stern forcing Delgado back into the strike zone. Norwich trying to get even with Vermont here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. After the Lake Monsters struck in the top of the 1st, that throw is into center field. And holding up and staying at second base is Fahey. Really had nowhere to go. It was good support out there from the center fielder Hunter Kingsbury after the throw got away from the shortstop Richmond. Southpaw set, and he takes a look back at Fahey. Now he comes home. It's outside at a 5-pitch walk to the Norwich leadoff man, and now there's 2 on with 1 down. Here's the third baseman, C.J. Nolan. CJ is a freshman at Sacred Heart. Batted .238 in 42 plate appearances. He slugged .429 though. We've seen a display of that power already here in Norwich this summer. A hit could mean a run for Norwich. They got 2 on with 1 out. The crowd not pleased by the strike call on CJ, but Delgado ahead of him. No balls, 1 strike. The first baseman, Meisner, playing off the bag at first. He's behind the base runner. That's Aiden Stern. This is lifted into the air. It's a high pop-up into shallow left field. Calling for it is Richmond. He's got it, and there's 2 gone. Check that. That is the 3rd out in the inning. So that ends things here in the Norwich 3rd. We're headed to the 4th when we come back on the Futures League Baseball Network. And watching live on YouTube on SN Sports.
It's the Make This the Summer event going on now at Falvey's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Norwich. Make this the summer that you try something new and fun. Make this the summer you say I do to a new vehicle that you can custom order online at falveys.com or stop into the dealership. Falvey's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Norwich, just down the road from Mohegan Sun.
Falvey's, you're gonna love it.
Welcome Hall Communications. And welcome Rory Goodell and friends. And make sure you hear the military.
Safe to visit the dentist. In a word, yes, especially if that dentist is Dr. Katzoff and the staff at Griswold Dental Associates. They follow all the latest safety protocols while doing what they do best, taking care of you. From preventive to restorative, your dental care couldn't be in better hands. To schedule your appointment, call Griswold Dental Associates today, 860-376-2626. That's 860-376-2626.
Leading off the top of the fourth inning for the Lake Monsters, center fielder Hunter Kingsbury.
Ready to go here in the top of the fourth inning. And the first pitch home from Grady is outside, ball one. Vermont will send the middle of the order to the plate, 4, 5, and 6. That's going to go all the way to the backstop for ball two. Kingsbury is single to center his first time up. It was out of the reach of Charlie Walsh, who dove after it. Both hits for Vermont came back in the top of the first inning. Rolled over to first, a bouncing ball collected by Rivera. He'll step on the first base bag, one gone. Effective work from Brendan Grady so far. Pitching to the defense, trusting the group behind him to make the plays. That is going to be so key for Norwich. When the Unicorns are winning games, things are going right, especially defensively. Norwich, when they are not winning baseball games, they're committing on average 2.3 errors per contest compared to 1.7 in their 3 wins recorded so far in 2025. Opposing teams are scoring 10 runs a game when they beat Norwich in the 3 losses so far. Opponents have collected 30 runs in those 3 ball games. It's been 180-degree turns in the wins and loss column so far from what we've seen out of Norwich so far. Still trying to find that consistency. The count is now 2 balls and a strike to the third baseman, James Henshin. The lefty coming home is outside for ball 3. Speaking with the manager, Kyle Dombrowski, after he made his arrival here, he really preached team discipline, staying within themselves, but also understanding where they're at ball games. The 3-1 is taken out and away. It's a 5-pitch walk, and Vermont has a 1-out base runner. And really, when it comes to being disciplined, it's in all facets of the game. Defensively understanding what the situation is. It hasn't really been a matter of the effort level. That has been there from day one of the season. This is a very competitive group. They understand what the goals are that have been set at the beginning of the season. Swing and a miss there at the high heater for strike 1. Rose City's enjoyed plenty of success the last couple years. Back-to-back Future League championships have been celebrated here at Dodd Stadium. From the third base side of the rubber, that's way outside, an overthrown fastball for ball 1. It's also a young group, too, for Norwich. A lot of rising sophomores filling out the roster that are still getting their first taste of collegiate level baseball. Here's a pickoff move. It bounced ahead of Rivera, and he does a nice job to trap it. Meisner today is grounded out. That was over to third base. Norwich could end the inning with a twin killer. This is a bouncing ball, a high chopper. Rivera got a piece of it. Now Walsh will collect it. It's going to be ruled. We'll see what they give it. But now runners are at first and second for the Lake Monsters with just 1 out. It's time for our Artisan Building and Remodeling Craftsmanship Tip of the Week. They're your trusted local experts in home improvement. If you're thinking about a new roof, consider Solar Shingles. They offer the same protection as the traditional roof while also generating clean, renewable energy. It's a smart and sustainable upgrade built to last. Go to Artisan Building and Remodeling for more information. First pitch is called a strike. It was ruled an infield hit for Meisner. Now it's a chance for Connor Vercoloni. Here's the 0-1. A fastball just missing outside, and the count is even. 1 ball and 1 strike. Vercoloni flied out to center field his first time up. Vercoloni back in Vermont for another summer, wearing jersey number 12 after he tried to throw his jersey into the washer a little too late, as Matt Fincher described it. That was a fun conversation when the Lake Monsters made their way to town earlier in the week on Tuesday. Here's the 2-1. Framed by Novak, but it misses for ball 3. Coach Fincher just kind of laughed and said, he'll figure it out. It's still the first week of the season. Now the count, 3 balls and a strike. Here's the 3-1. It's inside and the bases are loaded. Second walk in the inning issued by Grady, and the Lake Monsters have runners everywhere with 1 out. Here's the backstop, Thomas O'Connell. And now this is going to bring out the pitching coach, Zach Gitchner. Gitch trying to help Grady get back into the strike zone, but also inject some confidence into him. He had been dealing to start his night, but right now a big traffic jam. And Vermont looking to expand their lead. Grady so far today in the ball game has thrown 62 pitches, 33 of those for strikes. The 1 run that crossed the plate was unearned. But now they have them loaded. A couple of walks in the inning and an infield hit has set the stage for Thomas O'Connell. First start of the season, takes a check swing pass, and he did hold up. It's ball 1. O'Connell, 5'10", 190 pounds. In a big spot. Rivera playing in over at first base, and so is CJ at third. That's a strike at the bottom of the zone. Good breaking action there for Grady. 1 ball, 1 strike. Vercoloni stands at first. Meisner at second. And Henshin at third. Novak set up outside. This is ripped down the line in right field. It's a fair ball. 1 run will come home to score. Here comes Meisner, and now it's now Vercoloni trying to score. It's a bases clearing stand-up double, and the Lake Monsters have taken a 4-0 lead. Walks are the worst nightmare for a pitcher, and now it rears its ugly head. 3 runs in the inning so far for Vermont on a double rope down the line in right field. This is well struck. It's into right field. Base knock there for Cooper Berry, and now the Lake Monsters have runners at the corners. Back-to-back hits for Vermont. In business right now in the top of the 4th. Top of the order, it's now going to be Sam Kavosa. Kyle Dombrowski coming out of the Norwich dugout, and this is going to be the hook for Brendan Grady. He allows 3 earned runs, but the 2 men on are still his responsibility. He will depart. We will take a break from the action here in Norwich. It's a 4-0 Vermont lead. New pitcher coming into the ball game. We'll meet him when we come back.
Buy better. Better it burns. Much better. So much better it burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better it burns. You buy better it burns. You buy better.
The Burns Agency is a full-service organization with insurance products ranging from business owner policy needs to personal insurance like home, auto, and umbrella. Some companies can make that a one-stop shop. That's why we value partnering with insurance companies like Arbella Insurance. Like us, they offer a range of insurance coverage for our valued clients. Having your most valuable assets covered by a single insurance carrier, serviced by a local agent, is priceless. The Burns Agency proudly partners with Arbella to bring you insurance coverage at competitive pricing. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
Better it burns. Much better. So much better it burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better it burns. You buy better it burns. You buy better.
New pitcher in the ball game for Norwich is the Yukon product, Frank Spirito. He will come in to replace Brendan Grady. Both runners aboard are his responsibility there at the corners. The batter at the plate is the leadoff man, Sam Cavosa. At first base is Cooper Berry, and O'Connell stands at third. Lightning in a bottle from the bottom of the order for Vermont. They have made the noise here in the 4th inning, and they have broken the game open. 4 runs on 5 hits. They were aided by a couple of walks in the inning. Good fastball is on the outer edge for strike 1. Spirito, 6 feet, 210 pounds, Bristol, Connecticut native, coming home. There's the off-speed pitch. It's up and in for ball 2. Spirito this summer for Norwich has worked 3 scoreless innings. He's allowed just 2 hits. He's struck out 2 as well. Behind in the count with Cavosa, 2 balls, 1 strike. Sam has grounded out twice to second base, and now this is punched through into right field. O'Connell will score. 5-0 Vermont. Walks so crucial in a ball game, and they've all come around to score. The infield hit as well. It has been Vermont's inning here in the 4th inning. They have struck for 4 now, and the lead is extended to 5. Here's the shortstop, Brian Richmond. It hasn't been a lot of loud contact in the inning. Just some well-placed baseballs. Runners at first and second now for the Lake Monsters as the right-hander coming home with strike 1. Richmond today has walked, and he's also lined out to the pitcher. Now this is going to draw the attention of the catcher, Jaden Novak. He's going to talk things over with the new pitcher in the ballgame, Frank Spirito. Spirito appeared in 5 games out of the Yukon bullpen this past spring. He made his collegiate debut working a scoreless inning against Long Island University. That was back on March 11th. Now this is dumped into left field. It's a base hit. 3 straight hits, and there's going to be a play at the plate. He is out at the plate. Strong throw out there in left field from Spencer Chard. That's going to be tonight's Artisan Building and Remodeling defensive play of the game. We'll get to that in a moment. A huge second out recorded in the inning. And it keeps the 6th run off the board. Chard came up throwing on the base hit from Brian Richmond. But now 4 straight hits for the Lake Monsters. Runners still at first and second, but now one out, excuse me. Spirito's delivery home is down and away for ball 1 to the right-handed hitting designated hitter, Sean McMillan. McMillan is 1 for 2 so far. He opened the scoring with an RBI single into left field. It was a base hit into left field. He didn't get credit with the RBI after it came via the air. Now this is hammered deep to left field. It is a fair ball. It'll stay off the wall, and now it is out of play. This will, I believe, drive home a run. We'll see what the scoring is going to be. 1 run would have come home to score, but the baseball got stuck in the left field wall. And I think the umpires are going to talk about things here. It's a 6-0 ball game. It could have been 7-0. Norwich helped out from some of the corks in this ballpark at Dodd Stadium, now 30 years old after it opened its gates April 17th when the Navigators played the Reading Phillies. Excuse me, check the pronunciation, the Reading Phillies. Wave and a miss there, strike 1. The batter up now is Hunter Kingsbury. It's been a long inning for Norwich. Only 1 out has been recorded thanks to Spencer Chard, who fired a bullet to Jaden Novak. Now a wave and a miss there for strike 2. Spirito trying to settle in now. After allowing back-to-back knocks. Novak set up outside the 0-2. Cut on and missed it. Strike 3. Spirito strikes out Kingsbury. And that is the end of the inning. So we did have the 1 out correct earlier. And we are headed to the bottom of the 4th inning when we come back 6-0 Vermont.
It's the Make This the Summer event going on now at Falvey's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Norwich. Make this the summer that you try something new and fun. Make this the summer you say I do to a new vehicle that you can custom order online at falveys.com or stop into the dealership. Falvey's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Norwich, just down the road from Mohegan Sun.
Falvey's, you're gonna love it.
First base. Good for you.
Gabriel Rivera will start things out for Norwich. It's a 6-0 Lake Monster lead. They struck for 5 in the top of the inning. Now this is lifted first base side. It'll cruise into the seats. It's out of play. On the top of the inning, Vermont batted around, collecting 6 hits. They drew a couple of walks. Everything was rolling for the Vermont offense. They now have 8 hits in the ball game. They are on track for another monster day at the plate. They had 17 in the matinee ball game on Education Day yesterday. The bats have woken up for Matt Fincher's group. Rivera right back up the middle. He has a base hit. And the Scenic Horns have a leadoff runner aboard. Wide turn around the first base bag. But Norwich getting things started here with the Gabriel Rivera leadoff base hit. Rivera just hasn't stopped hitting since he's come to Norwich this summer. Scenic Horns need base runners. They could certainly use them. Rivera providing that, and here's a chance for Gavin O'Brien. O'Brien takes the fastball on the outside corner, strike one. O'Brien grounded out to short his first time up. Here's the delivery. It's a high bouncing ball. It's foul third base side. Henshin scoops it up and will return it back to his starter, John Delgado. Rivera takes his lead at first. The lefty home misses downstairs on the changeup. He's trying to expand the zone of O'Brien. The count now 1 ball, 2 strikes. O'Brien, before making his way to UMass with the Minutemen, he played at the Salisbury School for Coach Ken Huber. Now he's taking for ball 2. Count is even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. He was named to the Day All-Area Player of the Year for East Lyme as a senior in 2024. He's played here at Dodd Stadium before, but punching him out is Delgado for the first out of the inning. He misses on the fastball. Here's the second baseman, Charlie Walsh. Walsh had a couple of hits yesterday for Norwich. In the losing effort, it was a 9-2 Vermont win, which has set up the rubber game. But the Lake Monsters in control right now. This is in the air. It's a fly ball out to right field. It's falling quickly. And covering ground out there is Vercoloni. There's 2 down. Here's the catcher, Jaden Novak. Novak is 0 for 1 so far today. The runner aboard for the Scenic Horns is Gabriel Rivera. He began the inning with a leadoff single into center field. Lefty deals home, and it's bounced foul. It tied up Novak. The 0-1 to Novak. Good curveball. Slides in there. Strike 2. But taking second is Rivera. I think they're going to rule the pitch clock violation, so this should still be a no ball, 1 strike count. It, in fact, is. Good break for Norwich here. With the runner now in scoring position. That's Rivera. He is going. He Novak is taking the pitch, and in there safely is Rivera. Stolen base for the Rutgers commit. And Norwich has the first run of the night for themselves, 90 feet away. Norwich trying to manufacture offense right now. It's been tough to come by in the series. The Scenic Horns have mustered just 4 runs in the last 2 games against Vermont. Trying to get on the board for the first time here tonight. The 1-1 is taken outside for ball 2. Novak, before making his way to the College of Charleston, attended the Cheshire Academy. He was teammates there with Anthony Tirado. The 2-1 is a chopper foul on the third base side. At Cheshire, Novak hit a walk-off grand slam. Or check that. That was last year for the Starfires. But at the high school level, he was the number 7 ranked overall player. The 2-2 taken low and in for ball 3. And number 3 catcher in the Connecticut in the class of 2024, ranked by perfect game. Count is full. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Rivera, the base runner, he stands at third. The full count pitch. This is in the air to right field. Moving back on it, Vercoloni still going back at the warning track. He makes the catch, and the inning is over. Norwich got a base runner to third, but they leave Rivera stranded. We are headed to the 5th when we return on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SN Sports.
Family Motors has arrived. They're your local auto super center. Put some excitement in your day and rent a Polaris Slingshot from Strain Family Motors, adjacent to the Green Onion Restaurant on River Road. Check out Strain Family Motors Super Center on Facebook as well as strainfamilymotors.com for everything sales, service, and excitement. River Road, Lisbon, Strain Family Motors, your local auto super center.
Unicorn fans, want to watch the Unicorns like a VIP? Book a Dodd Stadium luxury suite, perfect for business outings, birthdays, or a night out with friends. Enjoy indoor and outdoor seating, a flat screen TV, your own private server, and the option to pre-order from our catering menu, all while catching every pitch in comfort. Order your luxury suite today for just $500 for up to 20 guests, or go big with a double suite for $900 and bring 40. Don't miss out. Call now, 860-887-7962, and reserve your suite today. Headed to the top of the 5th inning here in Norwich. It's a 6-0 Vermont lead. Vermont broke the game open with a 5-run 4th inning last time they were at the plate. They sent 10 men to the plate, and what was an impressive inning for Matt Fincher's group. 6 hits in the inning, a couple of walks. They were just doing everything right, and they passed the baton around. Leadoff man in the inning here is James Henshin. Henshin is grounded out to second, and he's also drawn a walk. First pitch from Spirito is in there for a called strike. The 0-1. High and tight for ball 1. It turns away the leadoff man in the inning for Vermont. That's James Henshin. Spirito has good life on the fastball. And I don't think Henshin wanted anything to do with that. Here's the 1-1. The breaking ball stayed over the heart of the plate. It's barreled up into center field. It's a leadoff base runner aboard for Vermont. And there's Man aboard for the Lake Monsters. They have their 9th hit of the ball game. Here's the first baseman, Xander Meisner. Meisner today is grounded out to third, and he also reached on an infield hit. That's really where things started to spiral out of control for Norwich. Last inning, swinging away and missing for strike one is Meisner. Important first pitch strike located for Spirito. This is on the ground, rolled over to second. Walsh has it to second for one, and then dropping the baseball over there is Fahey, and now runners are safe everywhere. Second error committed today by Norwich, and runners at first and second now for Vermont. Spirito worked 4 2/3 4 2/3 at UConn this past season, showing bunt. This is back to the screen for strike one. Is the right fielder Connor Vercoloni. In the 4 2/3, he allowed 7 hits. And 7 earned runs in that span. Here's the 0-1 to Vercoloni. Fastball taken, strike two. Good spot for it on the outside corner. Novak wanted it there, and Spirito hit the target. Bullseye there, no balls, 2 strikes. Runners at first and second here for Vermont with nobody out. 6 runs on 9 hits for Vermont. They've been aided by a couple of errors. This is back up and now to play off the luxury suite deck. And the battle will continue between Vercoloni and Spirito. Vercoloni has flied out to center and has also been walked. The 0-2 is foul tipped, and Vercoloni will stay in there. No balls, 2 strikes. Vercoloni will be a junior at St. Bonaventure, Plymouth, Massachusetts native. Play around the diamond for Vermont. Second game of the 3-game series. We've seen Vercoloni in there for the Lake Monsters. The 0-2 is taken for strike 3. Caught looking is Vercoloni. There's one gone. Here's the catcher, Thomas O'Connell. O'Connell recorded his first hit of the summer for Vermont. It was an RBI double to right field. It cleared the bases. That's what really opened the floodgates. Spirito, the righty, coming home. The offering is called a strike. Good spot there. That would have been rolled over if O'Connell tried to take a pass at it. Now the 0-1. Wave and a miss there for strike 2. The 0-2 now inside it. Backs up O'Connell. It was overthrown on the fastball. The count moves to 1 ball, 2 strikes. O'Connell, a highly touted catcher, headed to the University of Virginia to begin his collegiate career. Battling with 2 strikes, the 1-2. Bouncing ball to second. Walsh waiting back on it. Well, now he loses the baseball. Now he fires to third, and in there safely. Runners are everywhere for Vermont. Here in the top of the fifth inning. Third error of the night for Norwich. Just the little details of the game. That's when the game can speed up on you. And over the last two games, it really has for Norwich. Moving in at third base is C.J. Nolan. Rivera does the same at first. You really feel for Spirito, who's made some good pitches tonight. Unfortunately, he hasn't been helped the way he'd like behind him. Norwich could have 2 outs in the inning. Instead, Vermont has them loaded up. For the second baseman, Cooper Berry. Berry is 1 for 2. He singled to right his last time up. Count is in his favor. 2 balls, no strikes. The righty set at the belt. And it's outside. The fastball missing, and it's a 3-ball count. See if Berry will be taking here with 3 balls on him. Novak set up outside, and this is called a strike. It was on the inside part of the plate. Spirito back in the count. 3 balls, 1 strike. Berry attended Westlake High School. He was the first team 26 6A All-District second baseman in 2022. It's a walk to him, and that'll play to run. 7-0 the lead for Vermont. And this is going to bring out Kyle Dombrowski. Norwich is going to make a move here with the bases loaded. And Vermont leading now 7-0. Talk about just the last couple of games for Norwich. Walks have been troublesome. And defensively, Norwich has had some trouble coming up with some plays. Vermont has broken this game open. Pitching change being made here at Norwich. We'll take a break from the action. New pitcher, we'll meet him when we come back.
If you're talking, they will hear you.
Why are we getting killed like this?
Kyle's not here. Got caught drinking beer in the park a couple of nights ago.
Really?
Yeah, 0 tolerance. He's out for the season.
Harsh.
Hey, he knew not to drink. We've made that clear to all of our kids, right?
No, not really.
Bill, if we don't tell them what we expect and why they shouldn't drink, how are they going to know?
Talk. They hear you. For more information, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Norwich is making a call to the bullpen. It is going to be for right-hander Jack Novak. No relation to the catcher Jaden Novak. He's out of Westfield, Massachusetts. Colchester, Connecticut, Westfield State University product. He worked 2 scoreless frames on June 1st against Westfield. He allowed just one hit in that inning, in that outing. He walked a man, and he struck out one. Bases are loaded for Vermont with one out in the inning. Norwich's fate could really be decided here. Second inning that Vermont has loaded up the bases today. And ball one misses down and away, and it rolled up the first base side. Novak, the catcher, Jaden Novak, with Jack Novak pitching. The right-hander set at the belt. He's on the first base side of the rubber, and the delivery home. Taking the whole way, good off-speed pitch. Knocks the bottom of the zone to Sam Cavosa. Cavosa today has grounded out to second a couple of times, and he's also extended the hitting streak for himself, which is now at a season-long 8 games. Cavosa out of St. Michael's College. The 1-1, bouncing ball to third. It's beyond the reach of C.J. Nolan. And then trying to find the baseball over at short is Caden Fahey. He plates the 8th run of the ball game. Always so difficult when the infield corner defenders are pushed in. It really speeds up the reaction time when the baseball can jump on you. And now Vermont has made it 8-0. They have 10 hits in the ball game. It'll bring up the shortstop, Brian Richmond. Richmond has walked. He's lined out on a comebacker to the pitcher and is also single to left field. No balls and 1 strike to Brian Richmond. Right-hander deals home. Ball 1. The count is even. At Westfield State, Jack Novak, the pitcher, started 7 games. He was 4-1 over 44 2/3 innings of work and pitched to a 3.63 ERA. The 1-1 delivery is a good changeup. It clips the bottom of the zone. Strike 2. Righty set. That's skips in the dirt ahead of Jaden, and the count is even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Richmond this past spring hit .353. This is on the line out to center field. It's going to fall in. 1 run will score. Here comes the second. The throw is going to third. It hits off the backside of the base runner. It's a 2-run scoring double for Richmond. He will turn in a couple more RBIs for himself here today. And the Lake Monsters now lead 10-0. A 4-run top of the 5th inning. They had 5 in the top of the 4th. Now 4 in the top of the 5th. Lake Monsters just having cooled off offensively. The first pitch home is a little check swing. It's over to first base. Rivera will step on the first base bag. It'll score a run. Cavosa scores. It's 11-0. So McMillan retired on the first pitch he faces. You know that Jack will certainly take that on the rubber. In an inning which nothing has really gone right for Norwich. There's 2 outs now in the inning. It'll bring up the center fielder, Hunter Kingsbury. Slider just missed for ball one. Kingsbury so far tonight has single to center. He's grounded out and struck out. 1-0 is rolled over to second. Walsh has it near the second base bag. Corralled by Rivera. He hangs onto it, and now the inning is over. So Jack works out of it, but not before Vermont strikes for 4 in the 5th. They lead 11-0 here on the, 10-0 on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SNSN Sports.
Family Motors has arrived. They're your local auto super center. Put some excitement in your day and rent a Polaris Slingshot from Strain Family Motors, adjacent to the Green Onion Restaurant on River Road. Check out Strain Family Motors Super Center on Facebook as well as strainfamilymotors.com for everything sales, service, and excitement. River Road, Lisbon, Strain Family Motors, your local auto super center.
Good? Are we back? Jack Sweeney will lead things off for Norwich here in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's 11-0 Vermont here as we play on in the bottom of the 5th. Sweeney taking for ball one. Count is even. 1 ball, 1 strike. Delgado still on the mound for Vermont. 1-1 home to Sweeney. This is a fly ball in the air, straightaway center field. Sweeney hit it well, still moving back and making the catch on it out there in center field is Kingsbury. There's one down. Loud contact for Jack, but it was in the deepest part of the ballpark and able to cover the ground out there as Kingsbury. Here's Caden Fahey. Fahey is 1 for 1. He singled to right field. His first time up back in the 3rd. Missing inside is Delgado. Upstairs, ball 2. You have to imagine that Delgado certainly appreciates the run support that he's been supplied from his offense. Vermont now over the last 2 innings have put together 10 runs on the board, but you know, look a little wider and you zoom out the lens on the series over the last couple of days as Fahey draws the 4-pitch walk. This Vermont offense just really hasn't slowed down since they broke open that ball game yesterday in their 9-2 win. In the last 9 innings of play for Vermont. They have put together 15 runs. That's when you know things are going well for you. There's the curveball that misses, slow and away. Count is even, 1 ball, 1 strike to the Norwich left fielder, Spencer Chard. He made a fine defensive play in left field to throw out the base runner trying to score. This is a fly ball. It's in the air. Straight away center field. Underneath it, circling and making the catch on it is Kingsbury for the second out in the inning. Let's go back to our Artisan Building and Remodeling defensive play of the game. It was Spencer Chard back in the top of the 4th inning to retire that first out in the inning for the Sea Unicorns on that hit into left field. There was that play at the plate, perfectly located throw. That is tonight's Artisan Building and Remodeling defensive play of the game. They've got you covered all season long. Stealing second for Norwich is Fahey. He's into scoring position for the leadoff man, Aiden Stern. Counting no balls, 1 strike. Lefty on lefty matchup here with 2 down, and now a wave and a miss for strike 2. This is whacked away foul. It's gonna find a home in the seats on the third base side behind the Lake Monster dugout. Stern trying to protect with 2 strikes on him. Delgado trying to work 5 scoreless innings here tonight. The 0-2 taken just inside, ball 1. The 1-2 delivery home. High and away for ball 2. Count is even. Stern attended Avon Old Farms before finding his way to Trinity College. South Salem, New York native. He was the first team All-Founders League All-Knapsack first team in his final 2 years at Avon. The 2-2. Bounced foul on the first base side. Norwich needing at least a couple runs here to prevent the run rule coming into effect. Norwich was run ruled against Westfield on the second day of the regular season. That was the 15-5 win for the Starfires to split the 2-game set. Stern protecting, the count is even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lefty on lefty battle here. Cut on and missed for strike 3, and the inning is over. 5 shutout innings for Delgado. We are headed to the 6th when we come back on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SNSN Sports.
Buy better. Better with Burns. Much better. So much better with Burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better with Burns. You buy better at Burns. You buy better.
The Burns Agency is a full-service organization with insurance products ranging from business owner policy needs to personal insurance like home, auto, and umbrella. Some companies can make that a one-stop shop. That's why we value partnering with insurance companies like Arbella Insurance. Like us, they offer a range of insurance coverage for our valued clients. Having your most valuable assets covered by a single insurance carrier, serviced by a local agent, is priceless. The Burns Agency proudly partners with Arbella to bring you insurance coverage at competitive pricing. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
Better. Better with Burns. Much better. So much better with Burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better at Burns. You buy better at Burns. You buy better.
pisses me off that he just finds something else to pick at. You know?
Leading off
15?
in the sixth inning for Vermont. The third baseman, James Henshaw.
What number is that?
25.
Back with you here in Norwich, top of the sixth inning. It's 11-0 Vermont. They've scored 5 in the top of the fourth, 5 more in the top of the fifth. Novak meeting with Henshin, who shoots away, strike 2, foul. Henshin so far today for Vermont has grounded out. He's walked and also singled to left field. Out now, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, obviously the scoreboard for Norwich not what you want it to be, but if you're in that dugout or on the field, you really have to erase that and just get back to playing baseball the Norwich way. This is slapped foul on the first base side, and that's always the tricky part, the mental side of the game. And this is really where it becomes a factor. Yes, it's a lopsided score. You're not going to get it back in 1 inning. You're not going to get it back in 1 swing. But about controlling the controllables, and you talk about those things at every level of the game. This is one of those moments for Norwich. And if you get a chance to get in there and pitch or get in there and take some swings, it's about continuing to build, continuing to develop. You can't take an inning off or a play off. It's about playing with pride as well. The count is now moved to 1 ball and 2 strikes on Henshin. Novak set up outside. That is spiked in the dirt ahead of home plate. The count is even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Overthrown fastball there from Novak. Trying to beat Henshin. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Novak punches out Henshin to start the 6th. Here's the first baseman, Xander Meisner. Meisner today has flied out to center. He's walked and struck out. Batting here with 1 out in the top of the 6th inning. The right-hander deals home. This is lifted in the air, a high pop-up. This is going to stay on the infield dirt. Rivera's got it. 2 up, 2 down. Have to like what you're seeing from Novak here. Always so different when you come into a clean inning versus for Novak. He came into a complete traffic jam when he entered the ball game in the 5th inning. That's really where the game can speed up on you and having to come into an inherited runner situation. Novak has had a strong start to the 6th. Here's Connor Vercoloni with 2 down. This is well hit out to left field, moving back, still going back, shy of the warning track, and making the catch on it is Chard, and the inning is over. 1, 2, 3 for Novak in the 6th. Norwich coming up when we come back in the bottom of the 6th on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SN Sports.
If you're talking, they will hear you.
Why are we getting killed like this?
Kyle's not here. Got caught drinking beer in the park a couple of nights ago.
Really?
Yeah, 0 tolerance. He's out for the season.
Harsh.
Hey,
He knew not to drink. We've made that clear to all of our kids, right?
No, not really.
Bill, if we don't tell them what we expect and why they shouldn't drink, how are they going to know?
Talk. They hear you. For more information, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
It's safe to visit the dentist. In a word, yes, especially if that dentist is Dr. Katzoff and the staff at Griswold Dental Associates. They follow all the latest safety protocols while doing what they do best, taking care of you. From preventive to restorative, your dental care couldn't be in better hands. To schedule your appointment, call Griswold Dental Associates today, 860-376-2626. That's 860-376-2626.
There's a new pitcher in the ball game for Vermont, number 36. Unfortunately, on the roster sheet and on the point streak, there isn't a 36 listed for the Lake Monsters, but John Delgado has come out. He goes 5 shutout innings for the Lake Monsters. He allows just 2 hits from the Norwich offense. Impressive start for him tonight. He walked 2 and he also struck out 5. C.J. Nolan taps away, strike 1, foul and out of play. Behind the plate count is even, 1 ball, 1 strike. C.J. tonight so far for Norwich struck out and he's also popped out. Here's the 1-1. There's a strong fastball, it just missed. Good spot there on the outside corner. O'Connell trying to frame it. Count in the favor of CJ. 2 balls, 1 strike. Sacred Heart Kid trying to pick up the Norwich attack. Oh, swing and a miss there for strike 2. Speaking of pitching, Vermont has struck out Norwich hitters 12 times over the last 8 innings. Unbelievable mark for them. That really speaks to the way they have just cooled off the Scenic Horns bats here over the latter part of the series. The count is full. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes to the Norwich third baseman. Here's the full count delivery. It's outside, ball 4. Norwich has a leadoff man aboard. Here's the first baseman, Gabriel Rivera. Rivera tonight for Norwich has grounded out. He's also singled. As simple as it might sound, every time Gabriel gets up there, he's trying to make a loud contact. He wants to hit the ball hard and really just make some noise with his bat. And he's doing that here, but it is lifted foul on the first base side. Even when you watch him take his batting practice, he is just trying to crush the baseball, literally just tear the cover off the baseball. That is how hard he can swing the bat, too. The 0-1. Now a snap throw down to first from O'Connell. Back in there safely is CJ. Gabriel's a highly touted prospect coming out of New York, who will be headed to Rutgers in the fall. Awkward check swing. He did hold up for ball 2. Rivera will join Jack Sweeney with the Scarlet Knights at Rutgers. It's always so nice to get comfortable and meet some of your future teammates in a summer league like this. You always see those two guys together throwing each other batting practice in the batting cages. The 2-2, this is a fly ball in the air to right field. Moving back on it, and underneath it to make the catch on it is Vercoloni. There's one down. Here's the center fielder, Gavin O'Brien. O'Brien today for Norwich has grounded out and struck out. He's taking down and away for ball 1. O'Brien is 0 for his last 7, trying to snap the mini slump. He cracks away, strike 1, foul to the screen by the on-deck circle, first base side. On the summer so far, O'Brien hitting just 167. He was jammed inside. Vercoloni's been busy. He's going to try and make another play. He does, 2 down. Good route, good jump there for Vercoloni in right field. And he's retired the last 2 Norwich hitters. Here's the second baseman, Charlie Walsh. First pitch home to Walsh is sliced foul on the third base side. Walsh out of George Washington University, second game with Norwich this summer. Native of Lexington, Massachusetts. Was a .256 this hitter this past season. Going as the runner. C.J. Nolan has a stolen base. He's into scoring position. And that's George Washington in 51 games. He started 48 of them. He scored 32 times and drove in 25. The 1-1. There's a fly ball out to center field, but it's right at Kingsbury, and the inning is over. Norwich got a man on, but they strand him. We're headed to the 7th inning when we return on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SN Sports.
The Unicorns would like to thank Hyde Park Landscape for keeping Dodd Stadium looking beautiful this season.
Who really wanted with me? I'm at the top, that's 1, not 2 or 3. This real life, baby, don't make believe. I just make it look easy like ABC. I'm on it 24/7, 25/8. I just pick up the pace and I violate. I eat it all up like a dinner plate. I been on the move like I'm running late. Left, right, left, let's go. I'm unstoppable. I got money flowing in case you didn't know. They used to doubt me, now I got them like wow. Making boss moves, I've been on a roll. I'm blowing up, gotta put them on hold. I am the bag, that's what I've been told. I keep my cool under pressure like a boss. I'm all in, it don't matter what it costs. All I do is win and look good from the top. Let's go. I am unstoppable. Okay. I am unstoppable.
Leading off the top of the seventh inning for Vermont, their catcher, Thomas O'Connell.
Top of the seventh inning. And the first pitch home is in there for strike one. Novak still pitching, and he got an awkward swing for strike two. Batter at the plate for Vermont is the catcher, Thomas O'Connell. O'Connell's flied out to left. He's hit an RBI double. And he also reached on an error. Count now moving, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Novak had a strong top of the sixth inning. He worked a scoreless frame. He retired Vermont in order. Ready coming home, the 1-2. Skips in the dirt ahead of Jaden, and the count is even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Couple of Novaks, the battery combo. Jack pitching to Jaden. All even, 2 balls, 2 strikes on the Vermont catcher in his first start of the season. The righty set, and this is ripped to first. It is snagged on the line by Gabriel Rivera. There's our DB Lunt, feeling electric play of the game. Gabriel Rivera with a hot shot off the bat. Snags it, and he helps Jack record his first out in the frame. Another well-struck baseball for Thomas, but Rivera had it played perfectly. Here's the second baseman, Cooper Berry. Batter now for Vermont is Cooper Berry, the 0-1. Tapper foul for strike 2. Cooper so far tonight for Vermont is 1 for 2. He's also drawn a walk today as well. Here's the 0-2. It bounces in there for ball 1. This past season, he hit .319 at Pomona Pitzer. He's a lifetime .306 at the collegiate level. That is taken outside for ball 2. Him and Eli Della Bitta are teammates there at Pomona Pitzer. We saw Eli pitch for Norwich against the Westfield Starfires on the home opener. This is launched foul. It had home run carry to it. He turned on the inside pitch from Jack and crushed it foul, but it's just a long strike 2. Cooper attended Westlake High School. He's an Austin, Texas native. Long way from home, making his way to Vermont for the summer. The count is even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. This is in the air. It's popped up, first base side. Calling for it is the right fielder, Sweeney. He's got it. He had to make a long run in to make the catch on it. Good coverage out there for the Rutgers outfielder. There's 2 outs in the frame. Jack knew he got away with the mistake pitch earlier in the at-bat, and he was able to capitalize to ultimately retire Cooper for the second out. Here's the leadoff man, Sam Cavosa. That's why it's so important to get those guys out at the bottom of the order. Count is even. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to Kavosa. Pitcher that last half inning was actually Kelleher for Vermont. He was wearing 36 for the Lake Monsters. Here's a bouncing ball to third. Charging in on it. C.J. Nolan has it. He whips it across the diamond. It's in time. And the inning is over. Good work defensively from Norwich. We're headed to the bottom of the 7th. Norwich needs a couple of runs to keep this ball game alive. We'll meet you there, but stick with us. It's time to stretch, presented by GOAT Physical Therapy and Wellness.
Thank you, Select Physical Therapy, for sponsoring our 7th inning stretch. Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. Now pitching for the Lake Monsters from Tufts University, number 31, Emmett Christian. Christian now pitching for Vermont. Hey, kids, don't forget, following every Sunday home game, you're going to run the bases and have a catch in the outfield here at Dodd Stadium. Our next Sunday home game will be on Sunday, June the 22nd. And you'll be on the field following a 1 p.m. game versus New Britain. And once again, fireworks this coming.
It's time to show you our DB Lunt feeling electric play of the game. Let's go back last half inning. Gabriel Rivera on a hard hit line drive over to the first base bag. He climbs the ladder and makes an impressive play over there. He helps Jack record a big out in the inning. And then you got to rewind this game a little bit further back to go to our SureBright Commercial Cleaning Services cleanup moment of the game. We'll get there after the first out is recorded here in the inning. Norwich needs to strike twice, or they are at risk of having this game end early right here. Vermont is holding an 11-0 lead right now. It's built on a 5-run 4th inning and 5 more in the 5th. They open the scoring in the 1st. Here's the catcher, Novak. Aggressive on the first pitch. It's lifted in the air, straightaway center field. Turning back on it and shy of the warning track to make the catch on it is Kingsbury. There's one down. Here's a look at tonight's SureBright Commercial Cleaning Services cleanup moment of the game. SureBright, done right every night, and Vermont has been doing it right these last 2 ball games, and that's a big reason why they are in the driver's seat to take the series. After Norwich won the opener, it was the Matt Wooten show. He went 6 strong innings. He allowed just the 1 run, 4 strikeouts on Tuesday night. But since then, it's really been all Vermont in this series. Here's Jack Sweeney, the 1-0. Bounces in front of O'Connell. The count is moved to 2 balls and no strikes. The pitcher now for Vermont is Emmett Christian out of... He's the new arm in the ballgame, 3rd pitcher being used by the Lake Monsters here today. Christian out of Tufts University, and drawing the 4-pitch walk is Sweeney, native of Chapel Hill, North Carolina. He's making his first appearance of the summer. I don't think we're going to get a chance to see Brady Lane here in this series, but boy, was he good when we saw him earlier, and I want to apologize. I got his stats wrong. He has been perfect so far for Vermont. He's done everything Matt Fincher, I think, would want to see out of him since he has joined the Lake Monsters here in 2025. A look at those numbers for the Brandeis product, who has really had a strong 2025 overall, not just here in Vermont, despite it just being a small sample size. The two outings for Brady have been good ones. The Hingham, Massachusetts native. We got to see him pitch here on Tuesday. He went 2 scoreless innings. He walked a pair. He struck out 2. Overall this season, he has worked 4 1/3 of scoreless baseball. It's been good stuff out of the Brandeis kid. Right now, Norwich trying to stay in the ball game and keep the series at least alive. You have to give credit to Vermont for what they have been able to do and really piece together. The 1-2. That is way outside, and the count is even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Good block there by O'Connell. Keep that in front of him. The batter is Caden Fahey at the plate. Sweeney's the man aboard. He drew a walk. A 1-out walk is the base runner aboard. The 2-2. Framed for strike 3. O'Connell helps out Christian, and there's 2 down. Fahey punched out. He's caught looking. Here's the left fielder, Spencer Chard. Chard has been caught looking, and he's also flied out to center. Norwich is down to their final out of the ball game. Fastball misses downstairs. It's ball 1. Here's a fly ball. It's lifted out into left center field. Moving back, and Kingsbury is there. He's got the baseball, and the ball game is over. Vermont shuts out Norwich. Final score here tonight, 11-0 Lake Monsters. They win the rubber match, and they will take the 3-game set. They scored 20 runs in the final 2 ball games. And Norwich, for the first time this summer, falls below 500. They're now 3-4, and the Lake Monsters improved to 5-3 through their first 8 contests. We'll take a timeout when we come back. It's the postgame show coming up next, presented by Capital Property Group.
It's the Make This the Summer event going on now at Falvey's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Norwich. Make this the summer that you try something new and fun. Make this the summer you say I do to a new vehicle that you can custom order online at falveys.com or stop into the dealership. Falvey's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Norwich, just down the road from Mohegan Sun.
Falvey's, you're gonna love it.
Come visit Rose City Networkers at their weekly Thursday morning meetings. The Sea Unicorns thank Rose City.
Unicorn fans, want to watch the Sea Unicorns like a VIP? Book a Dodd Stadium luxury suite, perfect for business outings, birthdays, or a night out with friends. Enjoy indoor and outdoor seating, a flat screen TV, your own private server, and the option to pre-order from our catering menu, all while catching every pitch in comfort. Order your luxury suite today for just $500 for up to 20 guests, or go big with a double suite for $900 and bring 40. Don't miss out. Call now, 860-887-7962, and reserve your suite today.
32 in South.
Buy better. Better with Burns. Much better. So much better with Burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better with Burns. You buy better at Burns. You buy better.
The Burns Burns Agency is a full-service organization with insurance products ranging from business owner policy needs to personal insurance like home, auto, and umbrella. Some companies can make that a one-stop shop. That's why we value partnering with insurance companies like Arbella Insurance. Like us, they offer a range of insurance coverage for our valued clients. Having your most valuable assets covered by a single insurance carrier, serviced by a local agent, is priceless. The Burns Agency proudly partners with Arbella to bring you insurance coverage at competitive pricing. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
Better it burns. Much better. So much better it burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better it burns. You buy better it burns. You buy better.
Welcome back to Dodd Stadium. It's time for the Capital Property Group post-game show here in Norwich. The Unicorns dropped the series finale with Vermont. The final score, 11-0. Lake Monsters. Vermont tacked on their first run of the ball game. It came in the top of the first inning. Norwich committed 3 errors in this ball game, and those little things, they paint the big picture in this ball game. The 3 errors, it allowed a lot of extra traffic on the base pass, and it really made life challenging for Norwich starter Brendan Grady, who got knocked out of the ball game in the 4th inning. The winning pitcher today is going to go to John Delgado. He goes 5 scoreless innings for the Lake Monsters. He picks up the victory. He struck out 5 and he walked a couple. And the losing pitcher today will go to Norwich starter Brendan Grady. Grady allows 5 earned runs. He walked 3 in 3 1/3 innings. Once again, Vermont wins this ball game. The final score, the Lake Monsters 11 and Norwich nothing. That is the final score in this ball game. Vermont 11 runs on 11 hits. They made no errors. Norwich shut out. They had just 2 hits in the ball game. They committed 3 errors. We'll take a timeout here on the post-game show presented by Capital Property Group. When we return, we'll take a look around the out-of-town scoreboard on this Thursday, June 5th, and we will get you set for the upcoming schedule for Norwich and everything you can expect coming up ahead on this season. We'll take a timeout. Don't go anywhere. The post-game coverage continues next on the Futures League Baseball Network and watching live on YouTube on SN Sports.
If you're talking, they will hear you.
Why are we getting killed like this?
Kyle's not here. Got caught drinking beer in the park a couple of nights ago.
Really?
Yeah. 0 tolerance. He's out for the season.
Harsh.
Hey, he knew not to drink. We've made that clear to all of our kids, right?
No, not really.
Bill, if we don't tell them what we expect and why they shouldn't drink, how are they going to know?
Talk. They hear you. For more information, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Family Motors has arrived. They're your local auto super center. Put some excitement in your day and rent a Polaris Slingshot from Strain Family Motors, adjacent to the Green Onion Restaurant on River Road. Check out Strain Family Motors Super Center on Facebook as well as strainfamilymotors.com for everything sales, service, and excitement. River Road, Lisbon, Strain Family Motors, your local auto super center.
Welcome back to the Capital Property Group post-game show as we take a look at our out-of-town scoreboard here on this Thursday, June 5th. The Westfield Starfires falling to the New Britain Bees 8-5 at New Britain Stadium. For the league-leading Nashua Silver Knights, they were defeated by the Worcester Bravehearts 2-1 at Fitton Field. Norwich will head out to Nashua tomorrow as they will make their way to Holman Stadium for a quick road trip ball game before they come back to Dodd Stadium here on Saturday night. The first Saturday home ball game for Norwich. They will meet with the Worcester Bravehearts. First pitch will be scheduled at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The gates open at 5:30. Fireworks presented by Liberty Bank. Should be a fun night here in Eastern Connecticut when Norwich is back in action. Tomorrow's probable starting pitcher for the Scenicorns will be the Yale Bulldog Ben Winslow. He was outstanding in his Scenicorns debut. He went 4 innings for Norwich in his first outing as a Scenicorn. That came back on May the 30th at Worcester. He went 4 innings. He allowed 2 hits. He struck out 4 and he walked 1. Ben Winslow will get the baseball for Norwich as the Scenicorns will try and right the ship after dropping the last 2 ball games. Vermont takes the ball game here today. They also win the series. They scored 20 runs over the last 2 ball games en route to a series victory. Norwich trying to right the ship tomorrow. When they make their way to Holman Stadium for the first time, they will meet with the Nashua Silver Knights for the first time this season. Nashua dropped their game earlier today to Worcester 2-1. That was the final score at Fitton Field. Norwich trying to get back on course as Kyle Dombrowski has made his arrival here to Norwich, and he's going to try and get things going for the Scenicorns. Tonight's Capital Property Group player of the game, it is going to be headed to a Vermont Lake Monster here today. It is going to go to their starting pitcher, John Delgado. He goes 5 innings today of shutout baseball. He struck out 5. He walked 2. He was a big reason why Norwich was really stymied offensively. And Vermont, with that early run support, they carried that to the victory here over the Scenicorns. That's going to wrap things up on the Capital Property Group postgame show. We thank you for joining us here on this Thirsty Thursday here at the ballpark. Once again, Vermont will go home winners. They take the series. They win the final 2 games, and they win this one tonight in shutout fashion, 11-0. For all of our production crew here on SNSN, I'm Adam Plager saying so long and good night. A fly ball down the right field line. It's a fair ball. Soldier has the green light rounding third. He's going to come all the way home and score! The Norwich Scenicorns are back-to-back future league champions.